Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and today we're going to talk about one-shot kill combos in Overwatch because this is a very interesting topic. Now, this is something that I wanted to cover in a video for a while now. I was actually going to look at Hanzo's scatter arrow, the reasons why Roadhog was nerfed, and you guys know me. Like I've been saying for a couple of videos now, I honestly believe the reason Roadhog was nerfed, I mean a bit of conspiracy theorist kind of stuff going on, is because of Doomfist, because Roadhog would have just absolutely shut down Doomfist, and I'm pretty sure that Orisa's launch was a pretty bad hero launch, so they decided to launch Doomfist in a more powerful state, and the way to, well, stop Doomfist being instantly countered would be to nerf Roadhog, possibly. I don't know, that could just all be conspiracy theorist level stuff, guys, or it could be the truth. Anyway, why am I deciding to talk about all of this stuff now? Well, there is a fantastic post on Reddit, which has got an absolute ton of interaction over on Reddit, where this chap, Robbie, says, Jeff Kaplan's justification for Roadhog's nerf was that one-shot kills were bad. Doomfist can one-hit kill 18 of the 25 heroes. Now, I actually thought it was pretty funny when Doomfist was first put on the PTR, the fact that he could he could one-shot people. I was like, hang on a minute, there's loads of tweets that I put out. Go and check my Twitter profile. I'm like, why can this guy one-shot when they've just nerfed Roadhog? Because they don't like the fact he can one-shot, and we'll get onto Hanzo in a bit later on in this video, because I honestly think Hanzo does need scatter arrow. But before we get onto that, this is actually what Jeff said. Now, he said this: players think that every change we make to a hero has the intent of buffing or nerfing that hero. Changes to heroes are usually made to make the game better. That's fair enough. That's what we're trying to do with Roadhog. Our goal wasn't a nerf. Our intent wasn't a nerf. Our intent was to try and remove a behaviour that had become not okay with our player base, the one-shot combo. Maybe he needs to be adjusted again, probably. I am just using this as an example that not everything is super black and white. There is a grey area in making the game feel good. Sometimes we need to hold our ground and not make dramatic swings to the game. Right. The problem with this is Jeff should not have said this, because what he's saying is here, or what it appears to be, is we nerfed Roadhog because the community did not like his one-shot combo. Nobody likes to get hooked and killed, right? That's not the reason, though, why they nerfed Roadhog. This is the big problem. This is a communication breakdown. The reason they nerfed Roadhog is because Roadhog was being used as a flanker when he is a tank. He had the ability to instantly kill people. He was one of the best carry heroes on the ladder because you could just walk around the side, hook people. Most of the time, if you hook somebody, even if you were a bad Roadhog player, you could probably kill them because of the power he had at the time with the hook, the primary fire, and the melee. Or even if you were feeling fancy, you could alternate fire, hook, primary fire, melee, right? That would be the perfect thing you could do. And it would kill pretty much everybody. The tanks, it would put massive damage into them, but more often than not, you'd be hooking supports and people like that. So what they did is they took away Hog's ability to do that. Then that left Hog in a state of, well, what the hell is the point of Hog? There is no point to Hog. Nobody plays him anymore. So it was a terrible change to Hog, but it was a change that they made because Roadhog was being used in a way that Blizzard and Team 4, which is the Overwatch development team, decided they did not want Roadhog being played. Now, this is a wider debate, right? This is where things can get a little bit muddy, because Roadhog was used by players in a creative way, right? They looked at him and thought, oh, you know what? We're just going to flank. We're just going to run around the side. We're going to hook. We're not going to play as a tank. We're not going to stand in the middle of the team, which is what I think Blizzard initially envisioned this hero to do, where he hooks people in and the team kills them. No, we're just going to go on solo missions, and that's what they did. It was annoying when Hog killed you, right? It was frustrating, but it wasn't game-breaking, was it? It was like, oh, there's a Roadhog behind. And think about the way tanks operate, yeah? Tanks create space for DPS, right? Roadhog arguably did that, even when he was flanking, because you had to respect the hook. It was like, where's the hook? Where's he coming from, right? Probably it was a little bit too strong, given that he had so much, well, he's got so much health as a hero, and he is a tank, right? So that's the problem. But when we come back to Jeff's comment, when he says, the one-shot combo, not okay with our player base, it makes people think, right, they're nerfing one-shot abilities out of this game. Furthermore, we know Jeff has said things like, relating to Widowmaker balance as well, in terms of one shot and stuff like that. But I'm not really going to go into too much detail on that. But we also know as well that Jeff has said it isn't just him making decisions, it's a team-based thing. So maybe if Jeff really doesn't like one-shot abilities, but the rest of the team are like, well, actually, they're not too bad. So what do I think about one-shot abilities in Overwatch? I think they're okay if if it's a skill shot. And obviously the best example of this I've got is Widowmaker. A fully charged headshot, right? That is a skill shot. That takes massive accuracy to pull off. If you can do it, great, right? You feel major satisfaction. The person being killed is probably like, oh my god, what a good shot. Or they might be frustrated, but they know there is a level of skill involved. So it's like, okay, that's cool. So let's talk about Hanzo, because Hanzo is another one where people are like, well, Hanzo can basically one-shot most of the cast. And he can. He can one-shot pretty much everybody. I don't think he can one-shot, well, Reinhardt, Roadhog, Diva Mech, possibly. I think he can one-shot the Diva Mech. But basically, he does a lot of damage, right? We've all been killed. He can kill Orisa with one shot, which is kind of hilarious. He can kill absolutely pretty much anything, right, with the scatter arrow. But think about how Hanzo works, right? Hanzo, when he's pulling his bow back and he's firing, it's inconsistent damage, right? He basically spams into areas where he expects people to be. So it's almost luck if he hits. I know it's not luck, so Hanzo mains don't go, oh, stop what you're talking about, it's luck that I kill people. I know it's not luck, but it's inconsistent, let's say, compared to Soldier 76, which is why a lot of the time in competitive, people will be like, oh, can you swap the Hanzo to a Soldier or a Tracer or something that's going to do reliable damage, whereas Hanzo does very high spike damage, but it's very inconsistent. And let's be honest, even the best Hanzo players out there, they would honestly say, yeah, there is a bit of luck involved, because there is, you know, you just have to sort of be clever with where you're firing your arrows. So why does he have Scatter Arrow? This is because it's his reliable DPS source. The thing with Scatter Arrow is, though, he can almost fire that from anywhere on the map, provided he's got the, well, the sort of aim to pull it off, right? And it will do massive damage, and it will one-shot a lot of people, and it is kind of frustrating, but it's Hanzo's only reliable one-shot ability. So, in the sense, or the grand scheme of one-shot abilities, for Hanzo, it's kind of okay, right? I'm not too fussed that he's got it. I think it is an integral part of his kit. Without it, he wouldn't feel very good. He'd feel very inconsistent, even more so than he is right now, which would not really be a great thing. So let's talk about Doomfist. What's going on with Doomfist, right? I think at a base level, we have to understand this. I'm going to compare Doomfist and Roadhog here, right? Because I honestly believe, right, like I said at the start of this video, Roadhog was nerfed to allow Doomfist to, you know, a little bit more mobility, because we know, right, Doomfist was in development in December. There was a video I put on the channel showing off the early Doomfist footage. It had Orisa, so they knew Orisa was a thing at that point. Doomfist was a thing at that point, so they can plan ahead and they can go, okay, from our internal testings, Roadhog is really shutting down Doomfist. Like, it's crazy powerful. Maybe we could tune Roadhog just to sort of bring him out of that a little bit, because we don't mind Roadhog hooking Doomfist, don't get me wrong, but we don't want him just instantly killing him. So, you know, maybe that's where the discussion started with the team. It's interesting because we've actually got a timeline because of the, well, like I said, the early development of the Doomfist footage, which is shown at, I think it was San Diego Comic-Con? Yeah, the Comic-Con, yeah, that was it. But yeah, Doomfist, right? Doomfist is an offense hero, right? He does damage. That's what he's there to do. Roadhog is a tank. None of the tanks really are there to do massive damage, apart from Roadhog or Zarya when she's got a ton of charge, right? All the other tanks can do spike damage, but in very specific situations. Like Orisa can do a lot of damage if she's got a supercharger down and she hits you with a ton of headshots, right? Reinhardt can do a load of damage if he charges you into the wall. Yeah, that's great. You know, so Diva can blow you up with a mech, right, with her ultimate. So the tanks do have a chance to do a lot of damage, but Roadhog could do a lot of spike damage very consistently, so they got rid of that. Doomfist, on the other hand, is an offensive hero, so this would be my counter-argument to the whole one-shot thing with Doomfist. Even though I'm on record going, why the hell can Doomfist just one-shot people? This is, like, totally ridiculous, because I think it's way more reliable than a Widowmaker one-shot, so let's compare Widow and Doomfist, right? They're both, well, I'm going to say they're both offensive heroes. For some reason, Widowmaker's in the defensive category, but whatever. She's an offense hero, right? More often than not, you get more value out of Widow on attack, right, guys? Yeah, right? She can one-shot you, right? And it's a skill shot. And it takes more skill than Doomfist holding down right mouse button and punching you in the face, right? And when Doomfist kills you, you get that feeling that you got from Roadhog. At least I do, right? I don't know whether you guys are the same. If you agree or disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. But when Doomfist kills you, often, if you've not seen the Doomfist, it's like being hooked, because you're just like going about doing your business, bang, and you're dead. And you're like, what the hell? Whereas Widow, yeah, it kills you, but you hear the gunshot go off, you know you've been shot from range, you're probably standing out in the open, so it's kind of your fault. Whereas Doomfist can kind of just come at you the same way Roadhog could come at you, and you get that same kind of feeling. Now, the problem is, right, Blizzard have got this balance where it's like fun for Doomfist, or fun for the killer, and fun for the person being killed. Being hooked and killed was not fun, right? Being punched in the face is not fun. Being sniped by Widow, yeah, it's not fun, but at least you kind of know why it's happened, right? So there are some issues, and I think this is forever going to be a debate with Overwatch. I want to go on record right now and say one-shot abilities are fine in Overwatch. Like, I'm fine with them in Overwatch if they require a certain degree of skill to pull off. I think right now we've got two abilities that don't really require that much skill to pull off a one-shot kill. That's Doomfist Punch, right? And I mean, Doomfist can combo you as well, but all I'm really talking about is a fully charged rocket punch. That hits you, knocks you into the wall, it's going to do 250 damage to you and you're going to die, right? Unless you're like Reinhardt or somebody, yeah? Most of the cast is going to die to that attack, like instantly, which is like crazily powerful. I just think that when we look at heroes like Hanzo, yeah, there is a little bit of a difference because Hanzo's is a bit harder to pull off, but Hanzo's remaining kit, which complements that, kind of makes up for the fact that he can one-shot. Do you get where I'm going with this, guys? Like, he has a scatter arrow to compensate for his lackluster DPS. Doomfist can just smash you in the face and kill you, right? And it's like, okay, and then he can carry on doing other Doomfist things. Like, it doesn't really take away from what Doomfist is doing, and it's a really powerful ability. That's why a lot of people, and like I said, are starting to think Doomfist is a little bit OP. That's because when you get him into situations, he's such a monster. Like, he can just bash people and instantly kill them, and it's ridiculous. But I don't think they're inherently a bad thing. Like, one-shot abilities, like I said, if it requires skill, is good. Guys, I want you to let me know about this in the comments below. It is a massive debate, really, this is. One-shot abilities, do they have a place in Overwatch? Do you think it's fine? Do you agree with what they've done to Roadhog? I mean, Roadhog has been obliterated. They are trying to fix him, and we know changes are coming on the PTR, but they're all defensive changes for Roadhog. I think they'll be interesting, because it's going to allow him to get into positions to hook people, but still is going to suffer from not being able to kill them, and that's the reason why Roadhog is not being played. In fact, you could argue with Roadhog now. He's kind of boring. Like, he's lost the luster of what he had before, where it was like, oh yes, Roadhog is awesome, because if you pulled off the flank, if you got the hook, it felt great. Now, for those people that did play Roadhog, he doesn't really feel great, does he? He feels kind of weird. Well, he feels bad, right? So nobody plays him. So yeah, it's a massive debate, this is, guys, but I honestly believe the comment Jeff made that I read off at the start of this video was a kind of a poorly worded comment, because I think what they were trying to do was reduce the way, or basically stop the way Roadhog was being used, because that's not how they wanted him to be used. But again, like I said, the conspiracy theorist in me says, well, actually, they had Doomfist in development since December, so maybe they were like, yeah, Roadhog's a bit strong against him, let's nerf him. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa. This is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one, guys. I mean, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, and join the Discord, which is discord.gg/UnitLost. And this t-shirt, the new t-shirt, the Good Aim Bad Positioning t-shirt, will be going on sale fairly soon, so keep your eyes open for that. All right, guys, I'll catch you next time. Toodaloo.